Russian President Putin is scheduled to undertake an official state visit to India. This will mark the 23rd India-Russia annual visit, a mechanism established in 2000 that alternates between the two capitals and has continued almost uninterrupted even during periods of global tension. The most concrete deliverable expected from the visit is the final ratification of the Reciprocal Exchange of Logistics Agreement, a pact first proposed in 2019 and initialed in 2021. Under its terms, Indian warships and military aircraft will receive facilitated access to Russian ports and airfields for refueling, replenishment, and minor repairs, while Russian forces will gain similar rights at select Indian facilities. The agreement is especially valuable for India in the Arctic, where Russia maintains an extensive network of bases along the Northern Sea route, and for Russia in the Indian Ocean, where India operates the largest number of forward logistics points among non-Western navies. Unlike the more intrusive Logistics Exchange Memorandum of Agreement that India signed with the United States, RELOS is framed as a purely reciprocal arrangement without automatic basing rights or permanent foreign troop presence, which makes it politically easier to sell to the Indian Parliament and public. Beyond logistics, the two sides are expected to advance several major defense production programs that have been delayed by the Ukraine conflict and sanctions-related payment difficulties. India is seeking additional licensed production of the 11356 M-class guided missile frigates for its navy, with 2 ships already built in Russia and 4 more to be constructed at Goa shipyard with extensive Russian components. Progress is also anticipated on the joint manufacture of Ka-2260 light utility helicopters, where 60 units are to be assembled in India under the Make in India initiative, and on the long-pending acquisition of an additional batch of upgraded Mi-17V5 medium-lift helicopters. The BrahMos supersonic cruise missile, already in service with all the 3 Indian services and now being exported to countries such as the Philippines, is likely to see new orders for its extended range and air-launched variants. Nuclear energy cooperation, another traditional pillar, will move forward with the detailed project report for Units 5 and 6 of the Kudankulam nuclear power plant in Tamil Nadu, built with Russian VVER-1000 reactors. Perhaps most importantly, the visit will serve as a public demonstration that the India-Russia strategic partnership remains resilient despite the transformed global landscape. For Moscow, India represents one of the few major economies still willing to engage in large-scale defense and energy transactions without succumbing to secondary sanctions threats. For New Delhi, Russia remains a reliable supplier capable of transferring sensitive technologies that Western partners continue to withhold, and a crucial hedge against over-dependence on any single source of military equipment. The visit therefore underscores India's determination to preserve strategic autonomy in an increasingly polarized world, while allowing Russia to show that its diplomatic and economic isolation is far from complete. The timing of this visit is particularly significant because it takes place against the backdrop of Russia's ongoing military operation in Ukraine, now in its 4th year, and the sweeping Western sanctions that have isolated Moscow from most traditional supply chains and financial systems. Despite intense pressure from the United States and the European Union, India has refused to join the sanctions regime, continued to purchase discounted Russian crude oil in large volumes, and maintained defense cooperation at pre-2022 levels. This stance has allowed Russia to keep critical hard currency revenues flowing, while giving India access to military hardware and energy at prices lower than those available on the open market. The joint statement and the list of agreements signed during the visit will be closely passed in Western capitals, Beijing and other global centers of power, as an indicator of how far 2 of the world's largest nations are prepared to go in sustaining a relationship that has endured longer than most contemporary alliances.